I used to think my problem was discipline. I tried planners, I tried accountability, I tried starting over every single Monday. But no matter how hard I tried, I kept repeating the same patterns. I was doing the same thing over and over again. And here's what I eventually realized, that my behavior, it wasn't broken. But you know what was? It was my beliefs. My beliefs were broken. Until my beliefs changed, my behavior had no reason to stay changed. When I took an intentional decision to dive deeper into my beliefs, why I was doing what I was doing, why did I believe what I believed, that's when transformation happened. And so let's talk today about how beliefs come before your behavior. Hi, my name is Robert L. Robinson III, and I'm the author of a powerful habit transformation book that I've titled Disruptive Habits Breaking Free. I help leaders just like yourself, not just with inspiration or motivation, but I like to give you practical strategies in order to identify your negative habits, disrupt them with more positive ones in order to build the life that you've always dreamed of. Okay, so let's first identify the problem. Most people fail because they don't want change. They fail because they're trying to really override a belief with something that we call effort. They say things, and this may sound familiar, like, I just need to be more consistent. I don't know why, but I'm just lacking discipline in this area. I can't really stick with anything. But underneath each and every one of those statements is a deeper underlying belief. And that belief is, this is just how I am. This is just how things are. And behavior always obeys your belief. You don't live at the level of your intentions, because we all have great intentions, but you live at the level of what you believe is actually true about you. In fact, in my studies, it shows up something very important. Your brain filters your reality through your belief systems. So your beliefs act like mental shortcuts. Think about a shortcut on a computer and your keyboard. They may tell your brain what's possible. They may tell your brain what's safe, and they may tell your brain what is actually worth the effort. And so once a belief is formed, the brain looks for evidence to actually support that belief. So if you believe in your mind and you say even out of your mouth that I always quit, then your brain will unconsciously guide you back to quitting every single time. This is not because you want to fail. We all do not want to fail when we set out for our goals. But because your brain prefers familiarity over growth, we call this the default mechanism. And that's why willpower alone, it just doesn't work, because you're fighting your own mental filters. Think about a professional, and I used to be this professional, that believed I'm not a morning person. Nobody told me scientifically that I wasn't a morning person, but it became my belief through repetition. So every single morning that I got up, I was hitting the snooze button, and I was justifying me hitting the snooze button. Discipline that I was trying to get into my life, it felt very forced. And consistency, it felt very unnatural for me to do. Now, contrast that to someone who believed that I'm someone who was going to protect my mornings. Now, I had the same alarm, I had the same body, but guess what? I had a different belief. And suddenly, my behavior started to align with my belief. And when that happened, resistance dropped. And consistently, it became more and more natural. I was able to wake up a lot easier. I wasn't hitting that snooze button as frequently as I was before, because belief quietly sets the ceiling for your behavior. And so here's the practical shift that I want to give you. Stop asking yourself, why can't I stay consistent? and really start asking yourself, what must I believe for this behavior to make sense? Instead of fighting the habit, really interrogate the belief behind it. And when I say interrogate it, I mean it may take hours, it may take days, it may take weeks, but you really have to question, why do I believe what do I believe? Let me give you an example. Your current habit could be avoiding signing up for that course to improve yourself. And so in the past, you signed up for courses, you signed up for memberships, and you never really finished it. Because of those past situations, your belief becomes, I'm bad at consistency because you've never finished what you signed up for. And so instead, I need you to really replace the belief. Tell yourself, that I'm going to learn how to show up. And even if it's not perfect, I'm going to show up anyway. Because your beliefs don't need to be dramatic, but they need to be small, repeatable actions. And then you have to believe that you can do it. And so here's the question I want to leave you with. What belief about yourself is really quietly shaping the routines right now that you do day in, day out? Not the belief that you post on social media, not the belief that you hope is true, but the ones that your habits consistently obey every single day. Remember, your behavior is going to follow your belief. If you're trying to change your behavior without addressing your belief, then no amount of motivation is going to fix that. And so in my book, this is the work that I walk people through in my book, Disruptive Habits, helping them to really identify the beliefs that quietly run in the background of their lives and how to replace them with ones that support growth. Because at the end of the day, behavior doesn't lead belief. Your belief leads your behavior. As always, remember, when all else fails, follow the blueprint.